Picture this. Every day, you're balancing on a tightrope stretched high above chaos, striving to keep your footing while navigating interactions with someone who seems determined to knock you off course. They dismiss your feelings, undermine your thoughts, and leave you emotionally drained. It's exhausting, isn't it? But what if I told you there's a way to handle these situations without losing yourself in the process? A method that allows you to maintain your balance, protect your peace, and even redefine the dynamics of those challenging relationships? The answer lies in Stoicism, an ancient philosophy designed to help you respond with clarity, resilience, and self-control. Today, we'll explore how Stoic principles can empower you to communicate effectively with difficult personalities without falling into their traps or sacrificing your sense of self. These strategies are rooted in timeless wisdom from thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Aristotle, offering tools to save you time, emotional energy, and frustration. If you value the insights we're about to uncover, here's my ask. Hit that subscribe button. Why? Because if you're watching this, you're not content with mediocrity. You're someone committed to mastering not just external circumstances, but also your inner world. It's tempting, I know. When faced with someone who exhibits selfish behavior, lacks empathy, or consistently disregards your perspective, the urge to label them as a narcissist can feel overwhelming. You might believe that calling out their behavior will spark awareness or force change. Yet consider this Stoic insight from Marcus Aurelius. It is not events that disturb people. It is their judgments concerning them. Labels like narcissist often shape our experience more than the actual behavior itself. Far from fostering growth, such labels tend to provoke defensiveness, shutting down any possibility of meaningful dialogue. Carl Jung reminds us, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Our reactions, like the impulse to label, often reveal more about our own triggers and boundaries than they do about the other person. Instead of fixating on labels, a Stoic approach encourages focusing on what's within your control, your actions and responses. As Epictetus taught, men are disturbed not by things, but by the principles and notions which they form concerning things. When you release the need to label and instead manage your responses with wisdom and detachment, you create space for constructive communication. This doesn't mean indifference, it means resilience. For example, rather than accusing someone of being selfish, say, "When you do X, it makes me feel Y." Honest, specific communication invites reflection without erecting walls between you. Aristotle's concept of the golden mean, the virtuous balance between extremes, is key here. Strive for a middle ground between candid expression and emotional restraint. By addressing behaviors directly and calmly, you foster understanding and open the door to mutual growth. Now, let's talk about gaslighting, a manipulative tactic where someone distorts reality to make you doubt your perception or sanity. Accusing someone of gaslighting rarely yields the desired result. Instead, it often triggers defensiveness and escalates conflict. Remember another Stoic truth: we cannot control others' perceptions or actions, only our responses to them. Epictetus wisely noted, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." When dealing with potential gaslighting, focus on maintaining your composure and protecting your peace. Acknowledge your feelings and express them clearly. When this happens, "I feel confused or upset." By centering the conversation on your experience rather than attacking their character, you retain control over your emotions and avoid entanglement in their manipulative tactics. At its core, Stoicism teaches self-mastery. Rather than attempting to change others, a futile endeavor, we focus on what we can control, ourselves. Choose your words carefully, address specific behaviors, and engage with resilience. Over time, these practices can transform your relationships and anchor your life in clarity, wisdom, and inner strength. This journey isn't just about managing others. It's about mastering your response to them and reclaiming your energy. Embrace these strategies and watch as they empower you to navigate even the most challenging interactions with grace and poise. If you've found value in this approach, don't forget to subscribe for more transformative, actionable insights that can elevate your life. When you find yourself in a situation where gaslighting is at play, the urge to confront the other person directly, accusing them of distorting reality, can feel overwhelming. However, such an approach often backfires, escalating tensions and trapping you in a cycle of defensiveness as they cling even harder to their false narrative. A better strategy? Step back, observe, and listen intently. By doing so, you anchor yourself firmly in your own truth, resisting the pull of their warped version of events. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, our power lies not in controlling external circumstances, but in mastering our minds. Your strength isn't in forcing someone else to see reality your way. It's in safeguarding your clarity and perspective amidst manipulation. Gaslighting thrives on making you doubt yourself, but holding steadfast to your inner truth shields you from its corrosive effects. Carl Jung adds depth to this wisdom by emphasizing the importance of confronting our own shadows. To navigate another's attempts at manipulation, first turn inward. Understand your emotional triggers and responses. Cultivate self-awareness. When you are grounded within yourself, you meet challenges with calm resilience rather than reactive impulsivity. Socrates' method of inquiry also proves invaluable here. Rather than leveling accusations, pose thoughtful, open-ended questions about inconsistencies in their words or actions. This invites reflection without provoking defensiveness, fostering productive dialogue over heated confrontation. It's a subtle yet powerful way to guide others toward recognizing their own contradictions. The Stoic path teaches us that true power resides in how we choose to respond, not in futile efforts to change others. By preserving your perspective and avoiding unnecessary conflict, you protect your mental well-being and maintain peace of mind. Remember, your strength lies in your reaction, not in trying to bend someone else to your will. Similarly, when frustration mounts after repeated failed attempts to inspire change in someone, it's tempting to declare them incapable of growth. Yet, from a Stoic lens, this approach carries risks. Labeling someone as unchangeable creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. They may retreat further into defensiveness or stagnation. Instead, practice emotional detachment while still encouraging progress. The Stoics remind us of impermanence. Change is always possible, though it rarely unfolds according to our timelines. Stay open to this potential, managing expectations realistically to preserve your own serenity. Rather than attacking someone's character, address specific behaviors calmly and factually. Explain how those actions impact you and articulate what changes you need. This approach inspires growth without undermining their sense of self. Led by example, reinforcing positive behavior through constructive reinforcement rather than criticism or rejection. Navigating relationships with individuals who display narcissistic tendencies demands balance and discernment. Declaring someone irredeemable or vowing never to forgive only entrenches negativity. A Stoic mindset advocates for realism, not naivety, acknowledging the possibility of growth without becoming emotionally invested in outcomes. Stoicism calls us to remain composed and clear-headed, ensuring that external chaos does not dictate our internal state. Living in harmony with both ourselves and others doesn't mean condoning harm. It means responding thoughtfully, guided by virtue and integrity. Navigating forgiveness in the context of narcissistic behavior can feel like walking a tightrope over a chasm of raw emotions. The Stoic philosophy offers a refreshing perspective, steering us away from the dichotomy of forgiving or not forgiving and towards something far more profound: cultivating inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most revered Stoic thinkers, urged us to be tolerant with others while holding ourselves to the highest standards. This timeless wisdom reminds us that forgiveness isn't about excusing harmful actions. It's about safeguarding our own serenity. Rather than fueling anger or making grand declarations about withholding forgiveness, Stoicism invites us to focus on building emotional resilience. By refusing to engage in cycles of blame and retaliation, we sidestep unnecessary conflict and protect ourselves from spiraling negativity. At its core, Stoicism teaches that it's not external events, but our reactions to them that shape our lives. Choosing calm, measured responses allows us to preserve our tranquility even when faced with challenging behaviors. Forgiveness, then, becomes less about absolving another person and more about understanding human imperfection. As Seneca wisely put it, to err is human, to forgive divine. While Stoicism doesn't mandate unconditional forgiveness, it encourages responding with compassion and maturity, ensuring that our choices stem from clarity rather than reactivity. Aristotle's concept of the golden mean provides valuable insight here, advocating for balance in all things, including forgiveness. Holding on to resentment indefinitely poisons our spirit, yet rushing to forgive without acknowledging pain risks dismissing its validity. Striking this equilibrium means embracing both emotional detachment and empathy, fostering healing without succumbing to bitterness. From a psychological lens, Carl Jung's exploration of the shadow self sheds light on how confronting difficult truths about ourselves and others can lead to growth. When dealing with narcissistic tendencies, this might involve recognizing harm done without resorting to judgment or escalation. Such introspection cultivates emotional maturity and deepens self-awareness, empowering us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. One powerful Stoic practice is what could be called silent forgiveness or emotional distancing. This approach doesn't ignore wrongdoing, but prioritizes personal healing independent of external validation. By accepting what we cannot change, establishing healthy boundaries, and nurturing our well-being, we reclaim agency over our inner world. Ultimately, forgiveness in the Stoic tradition is deeply personal. Clinging to grievances may offer fleeting satisfaction, but it often perpetuates internal chaos. By detaching emotionally and focusing inward, we liberate ourselves from the weight of others' actions, preserving our strength and composure. In every relationship, the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation serve as guiding stars, helping us act with integrity and purpose. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to embody these principles, strengthening our emotional fortitude and deepening our capacity for understanding. Through consistent practice, we learn to navigate relationships with grace and equanimity, transforming challenges into stepping stones for growth. The power to choose your response and find peace amidst complexity rests within you. Let your actions reflect the enduring wisdom of the Stoic path, and watch as clarity and calm become your steadfast companions.